is going to be Mr. Alonzo Jones, and he's going to talk about breast cancer detection using machine learning. So I'm going to go ahead on and really quickly do that transition and turn this over to Alonzo. We're going to hit the halfway point with Alonzo. All right. Here we go. Alonzo, you can go ahead and take it away. You muted, you muted, you muted.
Dang technology. Good morning, my name is Alonzo Jones, and I am a science teacher, STEAM coordinator at the Boys Academic Leadership Academy in Los Angeles, California, the first public all-boys school in Los Angeles. We do have an all-girls school, that's Gala, and I am a new boot at teaching. I mean, not teaching, but hardcore computer science. And with this project, being blessed to be part of this, was actually to learn about applying machine learning concepts to detect breast cancer, learning about support learning vectors, which I've never heard before, and supervised learning of training sets in data and bringing meaningfulness to data as well. So I always tell my students, data has no emotion, but you have to find meaning in the data that you find. So what I've accomplished was foundation, just the basic understanding of data analysis. It really opened my eyes to a lot of stuff. Using code, I've never really taught computer science. I was always the click person. Now I got to see what was behind the code and allowing myself to understand confusion matrices and visualization, excuse me, I mispronounced that word, of data where you can really, really just see data in a different way. As far as the program highlights, there were so many, but the main ongoing theme was the aspect of wearable technology and having it being available to underserved populations, and using technology other than, you know, social media aspects in terms of clickbait and stuff like that, but using it for added value health in terms of diabetes, cancer research, lupus research, and which brought me to being important because I lost my grandmother 10 years ago, but I lost my mother and my dog almost a year to the day to cancer. And really, when I got the opportunity to do this project, it was like, wow, you know, I really get to see the behind the scenes of what's going on, be some type of contributory factor to it. But one of the cool things about it was I got to really understand what was going on and learn from it. Now, as far as the speaker highlights, Dr. Brewer's information on data-driven technology for managing diabetes, that spoke to me most because my grandfather had diabetes and he was a cop. And I would wake up in the morning when he got off shift and he would give himself an insulin shot and have a banana every morning. And that was just profound effect to me, just watching him do this every day and watch how diabetes controlled his life, where you have the old school way of pricking himself. I would not have gotten as far as I've gotten without the support of my cohorts, my research, my crew, because they gave me the greatest gift ever, which is knowledge, because I did not know a thing. I was, like I said, the other side of clickbait, and I'm like, oh, this is by the actual other side of the code. So I really, really appreciate everybody, and I really appreciate the opportunity in exposing me to so much. And just the passive team and stuff in terms of the research of what's being done. I think this is really cool. Now, in the lesson development, Michael and I are working on decoding Simon, the game Simon. Whereas we talk about, we wanted to work on focus on mental health in technology and everything, and how we spend so much time on the physical aspect, we don't work on the mental aspect. And when my grandmother and my mom was going through, they always wanted to do crossword puzzles or Sudoku or something and keep their mind sharp. They handle the pain, but wanted to keep their mind sharp. So we made an analog version of Simon where you're using colored blocks and colored cards, and you're physically doing an input. I tell my students, the more technology you have, the more skill sets you lose. So rather than we build it we deconstruct it, we come with an analog version of the game, and then what we'll do is we'll upload it to a Raspberry Pi where you can use a touch screen as well, which they can work on gamifying it and that type of stuff. Future plans, learn, 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 learn. Now the seed has been planted. I have to learn more because I see how much I don't know. And the fun part is I struggled with this, and I can't wait to tell my students that I struggled with it, because a lot of students think your teachers know everything. I'm like, no, no, not in this case. I really, really enjoyed this. I want to get certified in Python. I want to complete the Coursera course in data analytics. And my poster I'm proud of is not the greatest poster in the world, but the simple fact that I was able to learn the code to do a heat map and understand a heat map and confusion matrix and really go over the processes of machine learning is my takeaway. So I really appreciate it, and thank you so very much.
Thank you, Alonzo. We definitely appreciate it. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy that we had both of you guys, you and Michael, to be able to talk about your project, because I didn't really understand that health thing until you just said like the mental health aspect of actually trying to, you know, thinking about memory and things of the sort. It makes so much more sense when I heard it the second time. So I'm excited about seeing that project come to work. So the first question someone asked was, what is the support learning vector? You said you learned a lot about that. What is that? In your own words.
In words, it's just an accuracy training set where you're teaching the computer all the data. You're seeing how accurate your values are, and does it help you answer your question? Because you start seeing the precision, how accurate you need to have your data and how meaningful your data. You can have all this stuff, but you need to be able to separate the stuff that doesn't apply, all your outliers, to really be able to answer the questions that you have with your data with support vectors. I know it's like wrong, but my mind is racing right when I come.
Thank you. Do you have any new thoughts on how to make work relevant to your students based upon this project?
Show how their lives are being, first of all, just look at what they use and how it impacts their life. The best example is you as the example. If you really want them to really understand what's going on, have them be observant in the world around them.
Okay, thank you. And lastly, what motivated you the most to sign up for Switch? And I'm curious about that as well. As the LA teachers, I'm not sure what your motivation was.
I was like, really? Oh, this is cool. Just for that, and the fact that cancer went through, and devastated my family, but just being able to understand the how and why. Before I was a teacher, I was a chemist, and I worked in the lab doing hemo testing for heme and all that other stuff, biomedical research. So I really, so to be on the other side of it and be going, okay, well, why does this button work? How did you get it to work? That really fascinated me. And it's like, I didn't know anything. That was the best part. It was like, I gotta do this. So.
Well, great that we were able to take it from kind of just being a novice to being able to know some things and being dangerous with this coding, with this computer science stuff. So definitely we absolutely appreciate you being here and working with us this summer, Alonzo.